everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be doing a 3-month update on my laptop, the Huawei Matebook D14, and some pros and cons I've noticed along the way. Now, if you're actively considering buying this laptop or just looking around for a laptop in general, then this video may come of use to you. So now let's start off with the pros. Pro number 1 is that this laptop starts off super quickly. So if I just switch it on now, it literally switches on in around 10 seconds, loads up in probably 20 max. It's a really big pro for me because, say nowadays with online school, oh look, it's switched on already. If I wake up late, I could still join class on time. It's like you just kept on sleep. Pro number 2 is how lightweight this laptop actually is. It's weighing at 1.38 kg. And it's super lightweight, super portable. You can carry this in any normal size backpack. I'd recommend a case first, but it's really light. It feels lighter than some of my textbooks. So if I just get one out here, this feels structurally more heavier than my laptop, which is really useful. I feel like this laptop would be super handy for people at university who don't have to spare much weight to carry this laptop, and they can carry it everywhere. So another pro for this laptop is how premium it looks, especially considering it's a mid-ranger. So if I show you now, the case is so durable and it looks so sleek. Considering loads of other laptops that I've looked at, they were really like plasticky, but this one's made of an aluminium alloy and it has that kind of nice finish on it. Also, the colour is so pretty. I've also mentioned it in my unboxing video. It's called Space Grey, but it has a nice purpley sheen to it. It looks so like nice and aesthetic. So pro number 4 is how lightweight and compact the charger actually is. So I'm not sure if this is this kind of standard size of a charger, but I put some clips here of chargers of my other laptops that we use in the family. They're so big, heavy and boxy and really hard to carry because they take quite a bit of weight. So this charger has been very handy for me. I could just put it in the back of my bag without even realizing it's there. It's also quite long compared to its size, so if you can tell. Okay, so pro number 5 is the backlighting. There's a button here that makes that backlight. There's 2 options for how bright the backlighting would be. This is such a nice feature to have. It's not one of the most necessary features, but for this kind of mid-range laptop, it elevates it so much and makes it seem so much more pricier than it is. It adds to the already premium kind of nice aesthetic the laptop already has, and it's also useful if you're typing in the dark and you can't really see the keys. I haven't really needed it so far. I haven't used it in the dark, but it's a good feature to have just in case, instead of like flashing a torchlight on your laptop while you're using it, which is not ideal. Okay, so pro number 6 is the 178-degree screen tilt. So right now I positioned the laptop in the angle I usually use it, but you can go all the way down. I don't want to risk it anymore because I'm just clumsy that way. But say you're sitting down on the ground and you need it really tilted down, or it just depends on wherever you're sitting, but that's a really useful feature to have. It just helps so much more with your neck, I guess. You don't get much neck cramps if you can adjust the screen to how much you need it. Okay, so con number 1 is the actual amount of space that's given. So I bought the 512 GB version. You can see there's Data D drive, which has 281 gigs, and a Windows C that comes with 80 GB. But if you see on my unboxing video, half of that was already full. So in total it was around 410 GB, even though I bought a version with 100 more GB, which I found really surprising because I didn't expect system to take around 100 GB of space, and if I knew that from before, I probably would have considered a 1TB version. Maybe not of the same laptop, they don't offer 1TB, but of another laptop. Just because it guarantees me more space in the long run, and I don't want to use expandable storage for no reason. Okay, so con number 2 is, for me, the biggest con, which is the camera angle. In some ways, it's really good because it gives the screen the kind of big and nice look and thinner bezels. But a big problem is the angle is really weird, especially if you're doing like online meetings. So let's say I on it now. You can't tell much right now, but it just looks up this way. So say you're talking to the camera, it looks like you're talking above their head, which is really bad. I had to angle my chin downwards like this, so it looks like I'm actually speaking with them. Oh, and a point I forgot to mention was that And this is the main one as well. It looks up your nostrils and any double chin, which is very unappealing considering the fact you're not even staring at them anyways. Also take note that this is one of the biggest negative reviews you'll find on this laptop, and especially in this kind of era of online meetings, online classes, that might be something you really want to consider. Now, con number 3 is relating to the camera. So if you see here at the top of the screen, there's such a thin bezel because there's no camera there. So let me show you closing the laptop. So that's closed. Now if I want to open it, there's not much of a latch. There is a slight groove here, but I still have to put pressure on the screen to open it, like that. Like if you see here, my finger's touching the screen. I find that a con because if I keep opening and closing the lid of my laptop over time, this part of the screen might become destroyed. I'd rather have some sort of like tab over here that I could open the laptop lid with, because I don't know, it's just really insecure having to press your finger on the screen. Let me show you clearly, like that, just to open it up. So that's another con. Not too big if you're careful every time you open it. So con number 4 is that during any sort of light video editing or maybe even playing games, I haven't tried playing games, it drains the battery and it makes the machine heat up a lot. And the main surprising fact is, even if I just open, say, Creative Cloud right here, my machine will still overheat even if I'm not doing anything. Now, one thing to remember is that this laptop isn't made for video editing, but the fact that battery drains so easily if I do open a program like that has been kind of annoying. But in terms of normal use, the battery does last as long as they mention, for around 9 hours. I was using a textbook the other day and my laptop was switched on the entire day and it did last that long. But that's just one thing to stay wary about, just in case you want to do some light editing or play some games on it. Overall, this laptop's very good, both in terms of appearance and performance. In the time that I've used it, there wasn't any major issues, and most of the cons I've mentioned are solvable to some extent. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. I hope you found it useful in some way. You can drop any questions in the comment box below. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!